Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Right Amount of Rant podcast. I am your host, Rival, also known as Adam, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, Julian. Say hi, Julian.
Hello, everybody. I'm back.
He is back.
I made it back.
Last week he was unavailable, so we had to have a stand-in, and now we're back to doing our thing, and we're glad to have him back. His witty Argentinian humor was much missed.
Heck yeah. Although Hack My Computer did a good job replacing me, so I much appreciate your help, man.
Are you thinking me, or are you thinking him?
Him.
Okay, because it sounded like you were thinking me.
Well, actually, both. I mean, you managed to contact him. He decided to take the call and take the stand and say, yeah, I'm going to do it.
I know, it was really early in the morning. It was like, oh my God, how did you do it this early? And I was like, it's 9 o'clock. Don't be a bitch.
Thank you, guys.
Anyway,
you guys rock.
We're going to go ahead and get started.
All right.
And so what we're starting off with is a little thing that I have been looking at and saying, why does this exist? And it's a thing called Stadia. I don't know if many of you are familiar. It's a thing called Stadia. Google is getting into the video games industry. And what that means is they're not making a console like Xbox or PlayStation or something. What they're doing is they're making cloud-based gaming. Stadia is essentially cloud-based, where you have to have an internet connection. You have to connect to their servers, to their cloud, and then you can play a, quote, 1080p, 60 frames per second game anywhere.
Through the internet.
Now, the big thing here is shenanigans, because... No, my first thought is, what about the people that don't have the best of internet connections? They exist all over the place.
I'm one of those.
He's one of those people. But here's the thing is that I'm just thinking, like, Google Fiber was supposed to be a thing in my city. In my city, Google Fiber was supposed to come by and was supposed to do a thing, but then they backed out. Google Fiber backed out.
Hang on. What is Google Fiber?
Google Fiber is just fiber, like internet speed service through Google.
Oh, okay. So it's basically like another ISP? Wow.
Yeah, and they were gonna it was gonna be fiber, and it was gonna be like cheap, like cost effective and all this. Like, what the hell? I wanted it. You darn right I wanted it. But then they backed out and they decided not to do it in my city, and I was just like, what the hell? And now they're coming out with this internet cloud-based, like, oh yeah, now everybody can stream. Well, really? Everybody? Including the people that have AOL dial-up right now?
Jesus Christ. Who has dial-up in 2019?
Oh, I guarantee there are some people. I don't know any personally. Hold on. Dial-up internet services. 2019.
I mean, I get it. It's super cheap, and it also is almost free, but still, dial-up is not faster than 50 kilobytes per second. It's super slow. We're talking about 90s technology, or maybe early 2000s.
There's a company called allconnect.com looking for dial-up internet service providers.
Oh my God. There's a website dedicated to that?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And this is fantastic because it's like advantages of dial-up internet, availability, price, and security.
How is that?
Dial-up uses a different IP addressing each time you log on. Okay. Disadvantages of dial-up internet, speed.
Speed. Oh my God.
Speed. Dial-up internet services top out at about 56 kilobytes, which is significantly slower speeds than getting with DSL, cable internet, or fiber.
That's what I was talking about. Oh my God. I mean, the fact that it still exists, well, it's the fact that people still use faxes is just perplexing at this point.
Well, faxes are good for things like notary. You got to send over something that was officially signed. It's not the worst.
Yeah, but setting up a fax is not as simple as, sending an email or having a picture with your phone. I mean, everybody has a smartphone at this point in life. Any smartphone can take pictures. But anyway, we're getting off topic.
Only a little bit, yeah. So,
just a little bit.
Yeah, no, fiber... They were supposed to get fiber internet, and apparently there are still people out there with dial-up internet. And
oh my goodness.
And that blows my mind in a significant degree. But Google is entirely basing their entire strategy with this on the idea that people are going to never have a rainy weather. They're never going to have internet down or the internet's always going to be stable and fast for every one of their people. They're basing that on that. One of the beauties of console was that you didn't have to be connected to the internet.
When it was always a problem to have a console to play game with? When was this a problem? I personally don't recall ever being a problem in the first place, despite the fact I only own a Switch at this point in life.
But yeah,
And
but
a
that's not
powerful
even
PC.
the point, is that it's just, I think consoles are, oh God, this is going to make me sound old. Oh, to get you off of the darn internet and to get
Back
you.
in my days.
Back in my days, we didn't have the doggone internets. We couldn't go online and shoot our friends in the Call of Duties.
Why is it Call of Duty?
So we're going to leave this one pretty easily. Here's the thing. Google is launching either tomorrow or very recently. The reports are somewhat conflicting on this. Tomorrow being the 19th of November. Stadia is going to launch. Now, I don't know anybody who's talking about Stadia. I don't know of anybody who's the word Stadia has crossed their lips other than, oh God, Stadia. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody.
Some of the social medias, but that's about it. It's not that I have a friend that said, oh, do you know about Stadia? This new service where you can play games without a console or with your phone? Yeah, no, I don't have anyone talking about that at all.
I don't want to play like hardcore video games on my phone. I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, they try to help you doing that with their own controller, which I think is neat. But then again, it costs $70, so screw that. I mean, I can buy a damn Nintendo Switch Pro controller with that money.
But save some of that. So the bigger thing here is that, Julian, your initial opinion on whether or not you think Google's cloud-based video game service will actually work.
You would assume that a company like Google that has all the money, well, not all the money in the world.
They have near endless money. Let's go ahead and say it.
Yes. And also they control all the... they have their own website with the search engine and all the information they can get from anyone at this point with smartphones and YouTubes and all their social medias. Well, Google Plus is not a thing anymore, but still, you would assume that they would be able to accomplish this. They might need some time. Like, I know this project was brought up to us this year and they announced it for this year. I mean, later this year, but I don't know. I don't think they cannot do it, but their dream is pretty like
bold.
Yes, bold is the word I was looking for.
Well, I mean, you actually made up a good point. I didn't even think about it, was Google Plus. Remember how Google Plus was supposed to compete with like
Facebook and Twitter?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a social media giant, and
look at them now.
It's dead. It doesn't exist anymore.
I think it still exists for companies, but it has another name. But still, it flopped.
Oh, yeah, no, it flopped hard.
I tried using it once and only once, and nobody was using it, and I was like, And it didn't have any games, so I was like, screw this. I'm talking about the time where Facebook will, like,
Are you talking about, like, Farmville and stuff on Facebook?
Yeah, they didn't have my Farmville. I want to play my Farmville on Google+. They didn't have it. Screw it. Do you remember Farmville?
I cannot. Julian, I can't. There's no words to express like a facepalm or disappointment to my level.
I never played Farmville. I only tried it once. I'm like, this is not for me.
Well, nice backpedal in there. Like, oh yeah, I want my Farmville. Shut up.
I'm just using this.
You played the hell out of it. You argued that Google Plus didn't have any freaking games.
No, actually, I played Cityville, which is not far different from what Farmville is about. City Village or something like that. You build a city. We built this city on rock and roll. No, we didn't.
Stop with your Americanisms. Oh my God. You're awful. So out of 10, what do you believe? 10 being guaranteed to be a success, 1 being a guaranteed failure. Out of 10.
Again, this is Google we're talking about.
Where do you think it's going to land in the next 6 months?
I'm being generous here. I'm giving it a 6. Like, far generous. I think
if
it
you're
will
not
work
being generous, what's the number?
For 3.5.
Oh, so like it's going to sputter. Some people are going to sign up and then it's going to die.
Yeah.
That's about where I am. I see about a 3.
I did try a game streaming service. I made a video of Cloud, that is with a G. That is basically just what Google Stadia is all about. They stream games to your computer and you can play it basically on your computer. There's no other device you can play it on. And I tried it and there was some input lag on most of the games, especially Garfield card game. Oh God, that was awful. But
okay, go ahead, continue. Garfield card game.
But I did try it out at One Finger Death Punch. That game is fantastic, and he played all right. I mean, sure, there was some input lag. I had to think ahead about what's gonna happen. Pretty much like what happens when you play with someone with Parsec.
Well,
but that is peer-to-peer.
Parsec is a means by which to accomplish something that you're not able to accomplish otherwise. This is supposed to be its own robust service.
Yes.
And I agree. I think about a 3 as being, for me, 3 is right about where it is. If I'm being generous, you get a 3.5. I do not want to see this succeed. I don't like the idea of it. I want it to die. And no. It's just not.
I personally think they can do it, but they need time. They need a lot of time. This is not going to be something that's going to work on day one. They need years.
Well, they need more than time. They need their customers to have an additional service on top of theirs. But here's my thing is that if you buy a console, if you go out right now and buy a Switch.
Yes.
Do you have to buy anything other than the games for the Switch?
Oh, maybe I have to buy a controller or an accessory.
No.
Need,
remember, it comes with the controller.
Okay, then no. Just the games.
Okay. If you get the Stadia service, what else do you have to have for it?
According to Google Stadia, you need a controller and a display.
And?
An internet connection. I forgot about that. Little small detail.
Yeah. Like you can have an old monitor and that'll probably work fine. I don't know if you have to have one of their controllers. That's $70. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. It better be the best controller I can ever buy.
But what speed of internet do you have to have? Like what download speed and upload speed do you have to have in order to work that service at full capacity? Like what is the minimum requirements? I've not seen anything, and I've spent a whole 5 minutes Googling. So
okay. So according to Game Radar, and this is from Google. The information they provided. Google provided the information for 720p, 60 frames per second stereo sound.
720p. Wow, yes. Not even 1080 like we were promised. Okay, go ahead, continue.
Just give it a second. The minimum connection speed recommended is 10 megabits per second. For 1080p, you need 20. And for 4K, you need 35 megabits per second. I don't think that's possible. It's 4K we're talking about here, and it's not going to look good. Like, I have 30 megs of speed, and not everything looks pretty. I mean, playing through Parsec, again, using that as a reference, or Cloud, actually, that should be the example I should use. The games looked fine at 1080p, but I can still see some of the noise from the streaming, and it will sometimes stutter.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. How do I put it? I think they can do it, but it's gonna take a while to make it happen. It's not gonna be perfect on day one, and frankly, they're gonna need time. That's gonna require a lot of money that Google has. That's why I keep saying that they can do it.
See, that's the thing, is that I think that some of the Stadia doing well formula is outside of Google's control, and that's all about the internet. They don't have control of how fast someone's internet is or how reliable someone's internet is. That's outside of their control. And if they cannot play Stadia with their current internet, how many of them are likely to upgrade their internet just to play Stadia?
I don't see that happening, no.
That's my point. A lot of people are going to try it and then quit because either their internet can't keep up, or even with really good internet, it's not doing what it's promised to do. And I think Google's putting a lot of things in this basket. I think they're stepping in the wrong direction. And honestly, while I don't really want a lot of companies to outright fail with their products, I'm not a fan of this. And if it failed, you won't see me shedding a tear.
I might end up doing the same as you. Like, if it fails, I'll forget it ever happened, and that's it. Just a failure from Google, and then...
that actually brings us to our next topic, actually, believe it or not, that whole... Stadia has been, hyped stupidly. There was a while there where, oh my God, every commercial I saw on YouTube was about Stadia.
Oh, I didn't care. I kind of forgot about that, yeah.
I didn't care. I didn't want to...
We even had that, too.
I didn't even want to see it, and it was that same damn song... Do what you want. I'm just like, get off my show.
Get off my lawn.
And it brings us to this topic where video games, there's so much hype around some video games nowadays. Everybody tries to build up, and this goes for movies as well, but we're going to focus on video games for the time being. There's so much hype for these video games, and they come out, and they're just like every other video game.
It dies off the second day. We forget about it, or maybe not. But
think about this. Name a game that came out recently that you felt Like hype over, but you didn't feel like you were betrayed when the game finally came out.
Using the one I mentioned in the first ever episode, Cadence of Hyrule.
Yes, I remember that.
That's one game that ended up disappointing me because it failed to deliver the same experience as the original game that it's based off, in my opinion. And that's about it for the time being. I mean, in recent time.
All right, cool. So there's lots of examples. Julian, thanks.
I'm sorry.
So there's lots of examples of games being like super over the top hyped, right?
Right.
I think a type of hype being done right. The best example I can think of in recent memory was Fortnite Chapter 2.
Ooh.
Do you remember how they did that?
They basically make the game unplayable for a week or so?
I think it was like 3 days.
Oh, Jesus.
But they did like this whole event, and Fortnite was known for doing events. And the event basically caused a black hole. Everything from Fortnite universe got sucked up into a hole. And Meats, get out. Jesus Christ. Get out, you little heathen. Christ.
Meaty.
I don't need you under my feet distracting me. So for those unaware, we are not very professional. We are doing this from our home. I still have the sniffles. So if you hear an occasional... that's why I've been suffering from lack of sleep because I can't breathe. That's actually one of the reasons this one's coming out a little late. So we do apologize about that.
We're so sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm only kind of sorry. You're getting this for free. I'm not that sorry. So here's the thing is that hype was done right. They told nobody. They told no one what was going on. And then like a trailer quote got leaked and then everybody blew up about hype about it. Even me. Even someone who doesn't play Fortnite got hyped to the point where I downloaded Fortnite again. I played approximately 4 matches and turned that shit off.
Oh my God.
I was just like, I am straight garbage. I can't do this. So,
but I mean, did it live up to its hype according to you?
But here's the thing is that the game plays gorgeously. It looks fantastic. And from everything I remember, everything is different. It's a lot of fun. If I do get in there and play again, it's going to be in the the team mode, which is easily my favorite mode because not everything's on my shoulders and I don't have to suck alone. But it was a lot of fun. And I'm glad I gave it another shot. And the hype was real and I felt like the hype was warranted. The hype felt appropriate for what you got out of it, especially for a free game. Now, there's plenty of games that there's plenty of games that have come out recently. The one that comes out to my mind, and this is going to be one that just is going to be nailed in the ground because anybody who talks about games not delivering on their hype, one of the biggest offenders has got to be No Man's Sky. Do you remember that game, Julian?
I remember that game. I know the backfire situation with the developer saying that it's going to have multiplayer and they're going to have this feature and it's going to have the other feature. And not only they failed to deliver that, but the game was boring as hell.
Yeah, it was procedurally generated like planet hopping, where all you did is went around and like surveyed and scavenged, and then you went to another planet and you did the same thing. There was no combat. Well, there was combat, but it wasn't like combat, if you know what I mean.
It was basically an exploration game.
And a lot of people were let down by this. So
right.
That is one of those cases where a lot of people were super flipping hyped. There's lots of examples, but the big thing here is that a lot lately, I think our hype, I don't know how to phrase this.
The bar set up too high and we end up getting disappointed, maybe?
Well, here's the thing. Is the bar set too high or is it just video games and whatnot are trying to hype us up so constantly that we're kind of becoming dull to it? I mean, think about it. That goes for movies as well. We'll go ahead and wrap movies into this, even though I said we wouldn't. Like movies try to get you hyped for something. But yet you're like, like it looks okay, but it's probably going to be by the numbers. Like everything feels the same, even though everything's trying to be so unique and like stand out and be like over the top hype. But I don't know.
They basically failed to deliver. What about the games that nobody asked for? Such as the only one that I can think of is Fallout 76. The game nobody asked for. The game came out
lots of people asked for a multiplayer Fallout.
Who?
I don't know these people, but apparently online, lots of people did.
This is Bethesda we're talking about. We have the Elder Scrolls Online, which still is, to this day, in my opinion, a boring experience. Don't buy the game.
Yeah, but they don't want Elder Scrolls. They want Fallout. They wanted to get in a power armor, and they wanted to stomp around and blow up like death claws and stuff.
Yeah, well, look what they delivered.
Oh no, it fell apart.
They had an NPC recently. Oh my god, he has NPCs. I mean, you should.
Yeah, and you can kill the NPCs. So I mean,
this is basically, in my opinion, at least.
Hold on, we've got a Julian Argentinian opinion minute. Go.
Oh no, Fallout 76. What's happening right now with Fallout 76 is that the game is getting better throughout the years. Which is basically what happened with the Elder Scrolls Online. The game started off poorly. The game ended up getting better and better. I still think it's boring as hell because there's a lot of grinding. I know it's an MMO. I know it's an MMORPG, but still, I think it is very boring. I would rather play WoW. Or WoW, whatever you're going to call it.
WoW. You've never played WoW, so you don't have a frame of reference on that, though.
No, but I know you play it, and you still play it up until this day, the classic one, at least. And
well, the problem with that is that I also have a slightly addictive personality, and if I play a game that has no clear, like, goal, I just keep playing, and that's a problem for me. So, if there's no clear defined, like, Mario Brothers, it's save the princess. Okay, well, I'm done now. Fortnite, it's, I beat the game. I won that match. All right, we're good. World of Warcraft, I have a problem of, like, okay, well, I did this. There's 18 other things I can do right now. All right, let's go do that.
But, I mean, it's not that you get bored from doing that, right?
I don't know how to define boredom when it comes to World of Warcraft.
Do you feel like you wasted your time scavenging through a dungeon that you know that you need people to cooperate with in order to beat it?
Do I ever feel like I waste time when dealing with other people in a video game?
Yes.
Yes. Constantly.
Good. But do you get joy out of it?
Joy is a fleeting feeling.
Okay, maybe it wasn't the perfect.
So no, I think
example.
World of Warcraft is not necessarily the best. Here's the thing: is that if you're with friends and you're having a good time and you're joking and you're having fun with it, yeah. If you're with a bunch of randos like I often am, then no, you're not going to have as much joy. When it comes to that, you're looking more toward how good of a job did I do in the dungeon? How can I improve my rotation, my abilities, and all that stuff? That's more of what you're looking at when you're riding solo like that. So yeah, no, it's far more individualized, and I'm not speaking for everyone in this regard, but for me, yeah, we're gonna get off that topic for a second.
Okay.
So no,
yeah, we're all over the place today.
But I mean, like, we have whole things like the E3, Electronic Entertainment Expo, where all they do is hype up their upcoming games. That's it. That's all it is. The next console, the next game that's coming out, like what was it? Blizzard tried to hype up the new expansion for World of Warcraft. They tried to hype up the new Diablo that's coming out. They tried to hype out this. They hyped up that.
The mobile Diablo game?
No. We've pretty much moved beyond that. No, it's Diablo 4. It's 4 consoles.
Ooh, nice.
Not really.
I mean, I guess.
Because Diablo is... at this point, Diablo is so by the numbers. Like, the story's going to be interesting, but I don't want to pay $60 for the story. And beyond that, you want to talk about a grind fest. That's all Diablo is a grind fest.
I agree that on that regard. Playing Diablo 2 endlessly just to be able to get through.
Yeah. No, it's stupid. It's and I don't mean stupid like people shouldn't play this. It's stupid how much grinding there is. Like, holy crap.
Well, they got to make the most out of the game that they made.
Oh, I agree. I agree. But I think that goes to show us is that we're so in a state of constant hype that we don't get to see genuine hype anymore because we get hyped shoved down our throats so much. So for me, I'm very wary of any game that's getting hype. Like, oh, look at this hype. Oh, hype. And yet I don't feel excited about it, you know?
Now that you mention it, whatever happened to Borderlands 3?
It came out.
Because
Because
I remember the hype about it. I remember the trailer was like, oh, we have baddies, we have new weapons, we have...
Yeah, there's over a billion new weapons.
Yes, and the week that happened, the week that the game came out, the week I stopped getting news about the game or hype or commentary.
Yeah.
It
died to you? Like you didn't pay any more attention to it?
It vanished the week after the game got released. I don't know if the game is good or bad.
Some people still enjoy it. I know that a lot of streamers were streaming it a lot during the week or 2 weeks thereafter. But it pretty much stopped after that.
You can't really go wrong with Borderlands. It's freaking Borderlands. Come on now.
You can go wrong with Borderlands. You can screw up a good story. It's hard, but it's possible. So, all right. So we basically, I think, said what we need to say on the hype and whatnot, and Stadia itself being like overly hyped, and I think it's going to fail, and I hope it fails. So we're going to take a wee bit of a palate cleanser. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about our next topic. So let's see. What is Florida Man up to this week? Or what? Not this week. Let's be perfectly honest. Florida Man has been less Florida Man and more violent home offender man this week.
Jesus. We're not having the funny ha-ha Florida Man. We're having the funny, oh my God, Florida Man.
No, it's not even funny. It's not even funny at that end. So we're just going to get into the archives of what Florida Man has done in his past. We're going to talk about that real brief. Then we're going to get on to our couple next topics. So
bring it.
This one actually did come from this week, so I am very proud of this one. Florida Man claims wind blew bag of cocaine into his car, officer says.
Oh, God.
Fort Pierce, Florida.
What?
A Florida man tried to blame a windy day for a bag of cocaine authorities said was found inside of his car. According to an arrest affidavit, Joseph Zack of Port St. Lucie was pulled over last month after not stopping at a stop sign at Canal Terre and North 23rd Street, when the officer approached the car, the agent said that Zack was trying to hide an open can of Budweiser and was spotted making furtive moments, leaning over towards the center console as attempting to discard an item out the passenger window.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's God.
Authorities say a search of this vehicle revealed a crack pipe in the center console and a clear baggie with a whitish residue which tested positive for crack cocaine.
That is salt, man. That is salt. You put it on your food. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Florida Man, you'd never fail to make me laugh.
Zach reportedly told the officer that the baggie did not belong to him. Quote, the wind must have placed it there, end quote. Zach was arrested and charged with possession of paraphernalia. He was taken to St. Lucie County Jail without incident.
Oh, my God. Of course.
There you go, Florida Man.
Absolutely.
I love you, Florida Man. Thank you so much for... Well, what was with the crack pipe? You just had the crack pipe, but the wind decided to give you a favor. Here's some crack for your crack pipe.
Yeah, it's my brother's. He forgot it in my car. I know that's not how a Florida man speaks, but, I'm trying my hardest.
Hey, you never know. Florida Man comes from a lot of different places. Florida Man exists everywhere in the world, including Argentina. Oh, we need to find an Argentina. Can we find an Argentinian Florida Man real quick? Do you think that's a possibility?
Let's see. Argentina, Florida Man.
Don't look up Argentinian Florida Man. Just look up weird things that Argentinian men did. All right,
So it's not much of an Argentinian thing, but it happened with a black metal band. There's a news that happened 4 days ago that says Abbott ends this words are hard. Abbott ends the Star Argentina show after 2 songs. Fans demand refunds.
Wait, are you saying ABBA? ABA?
No, ABBATH. Abbott.
Okay, like
Abbott?
Sabbath, but without the S. Got it.
Yes, that's what.
Okay,
yeah, that's
so
what
were they
says.
doing that the crowd disliked so much?
Okay, so black metal legend and former Immortal frontman Abbott cut at Buenos Aires show short after 2 songs last night, November 13th. Abbott was reportedly too drunk to perform, attempting to start Count the Dead 3 times before throwing down his guitar and jumping into the crowd.
Wow.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time something like this happens, but
that's still hilarious. He was too drunk, and then he tried to start a song like 1, 2, 1. Oh, oh wow, that's funny.
Ridiculousness and Abbott go together like churches and gasoline, but Argentinian fans weren't happy with the musician after his disastrous performance.
Disastrous,
yes. Disastrous, yes.
Yeah.
According to
El Culto, those words are always fun.
They are hard to say sometimes. According to El Culto, it's actually a news.
Culto.
El Culto.
What is El Culto? What does that mean? Is that
the cultural or something like that?
Cultural?
Cultist. Yes.
Okay. Now I'm just trying to guess what the hell you're saying.
The show was inexplicably
There
delayed by 2 hours, forcing two opening bands to play sets lasting just several minutes each.
Wow.
They just couldn't do it. It's just basically like what happened with Justin Bieber one time. He decided to come here. He said, sorry fans, I cannot sing today. I feel like crap. He was actually going down with drugs, but that's part of another story. Like I said, this wouldn't be the first time this ever happens in our country, at least. At least not with this guy. Well, I mean, sorry, at least with this guy. It wouldn't be the first time that happens.
Oh my God.
This is just...
Oh, Argentinian news is just as fun as Florida, man. I love it.
I'll make sure to find more for later.
That's awesome.
I'll
yeah,
make
definitely stay on top of Argentinian news. That stuff is just stupid fun. All right, so now that we're done with the Florida man and Argentinian, like what the F kind of is going on over here, we're going to talk about something that was actually quite positive recently rather than some negative stuff. Mm-hmm. Something that gave me the positive hypes. Julian knows what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that new Sonic the Hedgehog trailer that recently dropped.
Oh, hell yeah.
I gotta be honest. Do you remember the abomination that was the Sonic?
Oh my God.
In the first release, the thing that looked like they strapped an old man in a Sonic furry suit. It was grotesque. It was awful. So bad. And now, now they've got the new one. And first of all, the new trailer has like a different feel to it, not even just a different look. But this movie, let's be honest. I'm going to say this about the movie. The movie is going to be clearly paint by numbers just with the Sonic franchise characters. It's going to be pretty basic story. It's not going to be too complicated, but Sonic looks really good.
It looks pretty good. It looks more like it should. And it doesn't look like a person anymore.
Oh, yeah, with those long stretched out limbs and stuff. No, don't do that. Please, God, don't do that.
They still decided to divide his,
They did divide his eyes, but
yeah,
I think given the medium, I think it works.
Better. It's far better now. Like
I think it's far better. I think his eyes being divided was the right thing to go as because
that's fine.
In
totally
2D,
okay with
it works with the one giant thing, whatever the hell you call that, where it looks like it's going to divide, but it doesn't. But in 3D,
it's an art style.
It's just gonna be wrong. So I think they went with the right pace. But he looks good. His voice sounds fun.
It looks good.
It looks like a fun, just like good timey movie. It's probably not going to be like exceptionally well written. But you know what? I'm excited to see it. I'll actually go see this movie.
Not to mention, they showcase more stuff unlike the other trailer. Like I'm seeing what Sonic's going to be instead of being this weird looking character from another dimension. Now I know he's going to be a buddy guy. He's going to be super chill, kind of what I expected. But he's also fearful, and he's more willing to do stuff for their friends.
So something it feels like a buddy cop movie, right?
All. Yes.
Feels like a buddy movie, and that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. Excuse my cough. I'm actually looking forward to the idea of this movie. Now, will I see it in theaters? Maybe. I'm not one to go to theaters very often, so I'm not probably the best one to ask. I know Julian is
I'm actually in the same position.
I'm sorry, what?
I used to be a big fan of Sonic. Like, I'm not saying I'm at the bottom of the barrel saying that I'm writing fan fictions and stuff. Like, I love Sonic. I love playing all the games, the good way.
What are you trying to say about people that write Sonic fan fiction? I don't understand. What are you getting at?
That I don't relate to them, basically.
Well, what's wrong with writing Sonic fan fiction? Is there some sort of stereotype that exists for people that write Sonic fan fiction?
You're laughing while you're saying it, so you know the answer.
I know the answer, but I wanted you to say it.
I mean, yes. They're weird.
They're a little weird. So
sorry, no weird. They're different.
No, they're
that's
weird.
What they want me to say.
They're weird.
Different.
No, Julian, me and you are different. You have your own ways of doing things. I have my own ways of doing things, but we can still agree on a norm.
Oh yes.
They can't. That makes them weird.
Yeah, they're defending Sonic Boom, so yeah.
So before anybody says something stupid like, well, normal is just a dryer setting or a washer setting. No, there's certain things that are expected in social behavior, and then there's some things not expected. For example, it would be weird if a man ran outside buck naked, except dressed like a chicken with his wiener hanging out, clucking like a chicken. That would be considered weird. You know why that's weird? Because that's not acceptable in a good society. So,
oh my God.
But again, we can agree that would be weird. But overall, I give the trailer a thumbs up.
Same for me.
It looks good. If somebody was like, "Hey man, you want to go see the Sonic movie?" I'll be like, "You know what? Yeah, I'll go. I'll absolutely go because that's not a movie I'm going to go see by myself. I got to be perfectly honest because that's a movie that if it is straight trash, I need someone there with me to be like, yeah, Sonic looked good, but God, did you see that? That was so stupid. I need someone there with me for that. And if it was good, I got to share that with somebody. That's a movie you got to share. So, yeah.
It's going to be bad, but at least I have something that motivates me to go see it. On the previous trailer, I was like, this is not going to happen. No. And I'm so glad. I don't know if it's Sega. I don't know what Panasonic was. I don't even know.
It was Sega.
I'm glad Sega listened to the fans. The whole
studio listened to. Excuse me. So here's the thing: is that I'm glad too. Trust me. Here's the thing, though, is that the internet basically bullied an entire film studio to go back and redesign a character. That's never happened before.
Now I wonder how would the trailer would look with the older style.
I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it.
Would they ever do that?
I don't want to look at it.
I'm curious now. Who knows? Maybe they'll release the final movie with the older side. Oh my god.
No. God.
Oh my god.
I mean, like a
look like at this straight to VHS.
A straight to VHS. This is the older Sonic director's cut. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I want to know who approved the older Sonic and like, did you actually think this was going to go well? Because Sonic fandom kind of intense. You can't go messing with this stuff, man.
Well, then again, you know the Super Mario Brothers movie, the old one?
We're not talking about that. That was an abomination. Well, also, that was like nearly 20 years ago.
Okay, yes.
Filmmaking
Imagine doing that in that year.
For any kind of like not book-related medium, so basically video games, has improved considerably because they don't... Well, I mean, okay... Julian, you just open up a can of worms, buddy. The Super Mario movie.
Well, it had to happen.
It had to happen at some point. The Super Mario movie. Can you tell me any one thing in there that was like canonically accurate?
Well, we now know what the last name of Mario and Luigi is.
That was like the only thing. It's Super Mario Brothers. So yeah, it's Mario and Luigi Mario. That's fine. That's a funny joke.
Sorry, Mario Jumpman Mario for you, sir.
Shut up. So here's the thing is that Goombas. Did you see an actual Goomba in that whole thing?
Oh my god. It's a mix in between yes and no because I'm pretty sure they didn't mean it to be like that in the movie.
Do you mean that giant thing named Toad that was actually a Goomba that was just a giant reptile that had his head shrunk? You mean that? You remember how weird perhaps. Yoshi looked? Definitely an unrideable dinosaur.
Oh my god.
And you remember how Princess Peach was not actually just she was just a waitress from
She
Brooklyn.
was not a princess.
She was not a princess.
Just the fact that that movie exists proves that not every video game can become a movie.
You're 100% right. Yes. I was going to argue because that's what I do. I was going to argue about there's got to be a good way to adapt Super Mario Brothers for the big screen. There has to be. That being said, I'm not eager to see someone try. So
here's the thing. There's so many, just to top it off here. There's so many compromises to do with the Mario universe. Most of the characters don't even speak words and they all look cartoonish.
Yes.
And they are basically video games. How do you make a movie out of a game? Look at the examples and you'll see they may fail.
Well, there is Sonic the Hedgehog and that looks like a...
It will be bad.
You think the Sonic the Hedgehog movie is going to be like a bad movie?
It's going to be bad because it's a video game based movie.
Oh, now you're just being video gamist.
I'll still go see it because they listen to the fans. They provided with a new and improved trailer, and I don't know. I think it looks cool.
Would you watch it?
Also, there's Jim Carrey as Robotnik. Come on, man.
Jim Carrey, especially lately, is very hit or miss. He's either going to knock that out of the park, or he's going to put like a really weird twist to it, and it's not going to work.
I still think he's not suited for Robotnik, but I cannot think of any other actor that could do his role. I have no idea who else could do it.
Well, I don't know if Robotnik has really a whole lot of personality, to be honest with you.
Evil genius, fat evil genius. He fails too many times. I don't know. It's going to be weird.
Fat evil genius is not a personality. That's a trope.
Well, he's an evil genius.
Here's my point. Julian clearly thinks that the Sonic movie is going to bomb. I think it's going to make.
It's going to be bad.
It's not going to like It's not going to beat the Avengers in like box office sales.
Oh, God, no.
But I think it's going to be a financial success. That's how much I can say about it. I think it's going to be a fun movie. I think it's going to be a financial success. And I think that's as much as we can ask for after the first trailer.
I really hope so too. But I still think it's going to be bad in one way or another.
You're just being a negative Nancy is what you're being. All right, so that's it. I'm looking forward to it. Julian is kind of like, I think it'll still fail.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't have my hopes too high though. I do like the new trailer and the new design.
Well, that's good.
I still think it's going to be a bad movie, regardless.
So I've got, we're going to go ahead and take a break from the Sonics, and we're going to talk about Florida Man once again. This one comes from earlier in the year. This is a July 10th of this year. This comes from Melbourne, Florida. So the headline says this: Florida Man makes threats with sword after game console loses power. I feel like this is very on the nose for our topics today.
Oh my God.
Okay. Melbourne, a Florida man pulled out a large sword and threatened a handyman after a power outage caused damage to his gaming console. Deputies say 24-year-old Siler, S-I-L-E-R, Elroy Ballard, became upset after a handyman turned off the power to his game console, disrupting his playtime. Ballard's father told deputies that the Florida man then pulled out a large sword and told the handyman, "I'm going to kill you," before locking himself inside the house.
Jesus Christ!
Deputies surrounded the home and took Ballard into custody. The Florida man denies making any threats.
Oh no, just pull off a sword just for show. It's plastic. Oh my God.
Well, to be fair, only his father and the handyman said he did it, and he denies it. So it's possible that they're lying. I'm on the man's side. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a double Florida Man real quick.
Double down.
A double handyman is what I almost said. We're going to do a double Florida Man real quick. I found this one. Here's the thing, is that this whole week, and this is the reason we're going back in time, this whole week has been mostly not the funny Florida Man stuff, but like the murdery Florida Man stuff. And we don't like the murdery Florida Man stuff. We like the funny, outrageous, like, why did you do that, Florida Man?
Just like last week.
Yes. Florida Man found sitting on family's roof in his underwear. Has no idea how he got there.
Oh my God.
A Cape Coral family awoke on Halloween night to find a Florida man sitting on their roof in his underwear. A woman who lives in the home said she saw the underwear-clad Florida man on her roof in the middle of the night. Allegedly, he had been there for 5 hours. Police and the fire department showed up to get him down off the roof of the home. Once back on the ground, the Florida man apologized and left. He had no recollection of how he had gotten there. Neighbors think drug use was the cause. You think? You think drug use was the cause? Oh, I just erupted in spittle all over my monitor because I couldn't believe with a straight face they wrote neighbors think drug use was the cause.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
He was just sleepwalking, man. You don't understand.
No, he was drug walking. That man was drug walking.
Oh my God.
Indeed. All right, so there you go. That's that. Now we've got a bit of an opinion piece. Now, some people are going to love us for our opinion on this. Some people are going to hate our opinions on this. Too bad it's our show. We're gonna stick with it anyway.
To top it off, no pun intended.
We're going to discuss the ever popular topic of pineapple on pizza. Now, here's the thing. Pizza is a sacred food. You don't mess with the pizza pie. You don't mess with the pizza de pie. Okay?
You don't mess with the pizza.
Pineapple, for a lot of people, is a matter of texture, not flavor. A lot of people like sweet stuff. Pineapples are sweet. Pineapples often come down to a texture, like coconut, if you will. Now, here's the thing. Do you put pineapples on pizza? Julian, go.
No.
Tell me why. Tell me why. Oh. Tell me why you don't want that sweet, delicious fruit all grilled to perfection with some ham on that pizza. Tell me, please.
Okay, 2 points. I don't like ham on my pizza. I don't like pineapple on my pizza.
Blasphemy!
I don't like pineapple.
How do you not like ham on your
place?
pizza? It's a meat. Do you not like meat?
I mean, yes.
Have you ever had ham and sausage pizza? The next time you come to America, I'm making you eat that. It's delicious.
Okay. Actually, I got ham on pizza an hour before starting streaming. Starting another stream, the recording. I mean, it was okay, but I'd rather not have the ham on it. I don't know. The mixture doesn't suit very well to my taste. I don't know. It's just a personal thing.
All right. Now, when someone else...
I don't like it. I really don't like.
If someone else were to be like, "Ooh, man, you got to try this this Hawaiian pizza with ham and pineapple on it," would you judge that person immediately for doing that?
Yes,
Why?
because the mix alone sounds awful. Second, the basic combination of ham and pizza and pineapple and pizza, I think it's gross. It's gross.
All right, so Julian hates.
You don't add sweets on pizza.
So Julian, everyone out there that likes pineapples on their pizza, especially Hawaiian style pizzas, Julian is judging you and saying that you're horrible people. He says that you're horrible people for liking sweet, delicious fruits on your pizza.
And you should add something else but pineapple, please. It's like mixing orange with chocolate.
Those are delicious.
No.
Have you ever had? Dude, slight off topic.
Me?
Shut up for a second. Listen, have you ever had one of those chocolate oranges? It's this thing. It's shaped like it's a chocolate. It's shaped like an orange, and you got to like slam it onto something to break the chocolate sliver slices off, and it's got like an orange tint flavor to it. It's flippin' delicious. I love it. It's so good.
No. Have you ever got Kit Kat orange flavor?
No.
It's awful.
Well,
I mean, it's orange flavor, but
I guarantee it has a market in Japan.
Well, I mean,
Japan has a lot of weird stuff.
Japan is up to everything.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Oh my god.
First of all, oranges and chocolate. That was a bad example because I really love those things. I get those once a year. So I get those once every like Christmas or something. So here's the thing: is that pineapples are good. Do you like pineapples by themselves or perhaps in different things?
No, I tried it alone or mixed with other fruits. I pick up the flavor so quickly. I separate it from my mouth and I spit it. I don't like pineapple.
Okay. Julian does not like pineapple and he judges you for liking it. Just keep that in mind.
I like pears. I like apples.
You like pears?
Pears. Pears? Did I say pears?
Pears. Yeah, it's pears. You said pears.
Pears.
Like spears, but without the S.
Meant to say pears.
Yeah.
Meant to say
I
pears.
like them pears.
I like pears.
Like them pears. You sound like...
I like kiwi. Add kiwi on the pizza. I may try.
You're out of your mind. Now I'm judging you.
Yeah, I know, right?
So Julian gives pineapple on pizza a hard thumbs down.
Yeah, no.
Now, what's my opinion?
For the record, I did try it. I ate a slice of it, and I was like, "Can I have the mozzarella pizza, please?" I don't.
You wanted just regular cheese?
Yes.
Oh, you baby. So now here's the thing. Julian has given it a hard thumbs down, and now it's coming to my turn. What does Rival think about pineapple on pizza?
What does he think?
It's short and it's simple, and I'm going to explain myself very briefly. It's an abomination, and every single one of you are going to hell for it. You're all going to hell for putting pineapples on pizza. It's an abomination. So saith the Lord. Pineapples on pizza are garbage. No.
Oh my God.
Do not sully my grease with that sweet juice. It screws up all the flavoring. Get that shit off my pizza. No.
Yeah, no. Get it out of the pizza.
Get it out of here. Get it out. I don't care. I like pineapples in other locations, not my pizza. Get it out. It's an abomination. You're all going to hell. So,
wow.
That about wraps up everything for this podcast. So we're going to go ahead and get done with this one. That is my opinion. If you choose to not listen anymore, I 100% understand. So you all have
But if you do, we appreciate it.
Yes, thank you all so much for hanging tight. We had fun with this one despite my sniffles and my sneezes. Like that. So you guys have been fantastic. Julian, thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad you're back too.
Some car issues anymore.
It's always good to have you here with us. And as always, friends, stay awesome.